Hello students, and thanks for mathing with me today. In today's video, we're going to combine like terms so that we can simplify expressions. Like terms are terms that have the same variable and are raised to the same power. In these first examples, we're just going to identify whether or not the terms are like terms. In problem number 1, we have 7x and x and negative 2x. Notice that in each of these examples, our variable is x. And that was one of the criteria. It needs to be the same variable. Additionally, they need to be raised to the same power. So we can think of x being as raised to the first power. And notice that in each of these examples, 7x and negative 2x, they're all just x, which means to the power of 1. Therefore, in this first example, all three of these terms are like terms. In number 2, we have 1/3 xy squared, negative 2xy squared, and 6xy. So in the first term, notice we have x, and that's again raised to the first power, and we have y raised to the second power. In the second term, we have x, again raised to the first power, and we have y, also raised to the second power. Therefore, these first two terms are like terms. Let's look at the third term to determine whether it is also a like term. We see that we have x, again, it's raised to the first power, and we also have y. However, our y is raised to the first power here, not squared. Therefore, this last term is not a like term. So this one is not a like term. These two are like terms. Now it's your turn to try some examples. Pause the video and determine whether the given terms in numbers 3 and 4 are like terms. Hopefully you are able to recognize that in number 3, we have x to the first power in the first term, x squared in the second term, and we don't have a variable in the third term. Therefore, in this example, we have no like terms. In number 4, we have 2ab, negative 7ab, and 1/4 ab. Both a, b are the same variables, and they are also raised to the same power in each of the terms. Therefore, all of these terms are like terms. Next, we're going to try some examples where we're actually identifying the like terms and then combining them as well in order to simplify expressions. Remember, we can only combine terms if they are like terms. So we need to check number 1, do they have the same variable? And number 2, do they have the same exponent on each variable? If we can say yes to both of these questions, you can combine them. In example 1, I noticed that the first term has a w, the second term is just a 3, so this is called a constant. In the third term, we also have a w raised to the same power, power of 1, and the fourth term again is a constant. So notice that the first and third term are like terms, and the second and fourth terms are like terms. When you first begin simplifying and combining like terms, sometimes it is nice to reorder the terms so that the like terms are next to each other before combining them. So we're going to try that. If this step is unnecessary to you, you can go straight to identifying that 4w plus 2w is equal to 6w, and 3 minus 1 is equal to plus 2. So therefore, our final answer here is 6w plus 2. In the next example, I see that I have x cubed in our first term. I have x squared in our second term. And I have a constant in our third term. I have an x squared in our fourth term. And I have another constant in our fifth term. So we see that we can combine we need to rewrite 4x cubed. We don't have any terms to combine with 4x cubed. There's only one x cubed. We have a plus 3x squared and a minus x squared. And then we have a minus 7 and a plus 2. When we combine all of these together, we get 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 3x squared is going to give us a plus 2x squared, and a minus 7 plus 2 gives us a minus 5. And this is our final simplification here. Pause the video and try some examples on your own. Combine like terms in numbers 7 and 8. All right, hopefully you paused the video and you were able to find that number 7 is equal to 8x plus 6y, and number 8 is 10x squared plus 4x plus 10. Something to notice in number 10, I just want you to recognize that when we write simplified form, we typically put the variable in order of highest exponent to lowest exponent. So this would be called standard form, and this is normal practice for mathematics. Just to make sure that we have the hang of this, we're going to try a few examples together again, and then a few more on your own. Notice that in number 9, we have n, and we have m, and we have 4. In this case, we have no like terms, therefore, we cannot combine anything, and it is in simplest form as is. So number 10, we have negative 4x plus 1 plus 2 minus 7x. So we're going to combine negative 4x minus 7x. This time I'm going to do it without the middle step. So I'm going to do the negative 4 minus 7 in my head, which gives me negative 11x. And then our plus 1 plus 2 gives me a plus 3. This is our final simplification. Pause the video and try 2 more examples on your own. See if you can do it without writing the middle step. But if you need the middle step just to be sure that you get it correct, don't worry, it's fine to add it. Hopefully you were able to pause the video and find that the first example here, number 11, is 9b plus 10. And in number 12, negative 4x plus 7y minus 2. Again, notice that we have the order negative 4x. That's because x in the alphabet comes before y. Therefore, we generally put them in alphabetical order if there are 2 different variables in our expression. Negative 4x plus 7y minus 2. My hope is that in this video you were able to identify and combine like terms. Thank you for mathing with me today.